So I think of Europe's problems as being 3 or 4 really big ones, especially in the last 20 years. Energy prices. That has been largely self-inflicted by Europe's very, very enthusiastic embrace of degrowth environmentalism. I think there are versions of environmentalism that involve more electricity output, more abundant energy, and can go hand in hand with economic growth. But Europe has instead gone for a version of environmentalism that has involved less electricity output, higher energy prices, and less overall industrial production. Europe also is not nearly as well integrated as a single economic market as the US or China. And Europe really is much more like a collection of 27 economies that have quite a good free trade agreement with each other than it is like a single country. So there's much less cross-border trade within Europe than you would expect from looking at it. Europe's labour market regulations are its really, really fundamental economic regulatory problem. I think that Europe does actually have some housing shortage problems, but much more important is how difficult it is to fire people, which makes it very difficult to hire people and makes it very difficult for companies to take bets. And that makes it much harder for them to be innovative. And then the fourth hypothesis is that Europe has sort of inadvertently ended up with a much more highly regulated and much more constrained financial system following 2008 than the rest of the world, even though the whole world adopted quite similar financial regulations. Intended to avoid another financial crisis, they may be very prudent, but they've made it much harder for those banks to lend to startups, to growing companies. And now, I don't think these kind of 4 factors are all of the problem by any means, but I think that they're probably the biggest problems. It's really just a question of how do we design policies to fix these things.